Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at how to describe people or things using relative clauses with verbs. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here with our descriptive sentence and finish with our verb in plain form. Then we're going to attach either person or thing, and then we're going to finish with the rest of our sentence. So for example, the people who did the graffiti should clean it off. 落書きをした人が壁をきれいにしなければなりません. So what we can see here is our descriptive sentence, which is 落書きを, and then we've got our verb in plain form, した, and then we have person, which is 人, and finally the rest of our sentence. 壁をきれいにしなければなりません. So this first part here, 落書きをした人, what that means is the people or the person who did the graffiti. Let's take a look at a second example. The girl who is wearing the red sweater is Sally. 赤いセーターを着ている女の子がサリーです. So we can see this first part here in pink is our descriptive sentence. 赤いセーターを, and our verb is in plain form, 着ている, which means wearing. And then we have our person or thing. And in this case, it's 女の子, girl. And then we have the rest of our sentence, which is サリーです, it's Sally. Let's take a look at a final example here. There are 5 people who are not going to next week's camp. 来週のキャンプに行かない人は5人います. Our descriptive sentence is 来週のキャンプに, next week's camp, 行かない. So we've got our verb here in plain negative state. 行かない, not going. 人 is person or people. And we finish here with 5人います. There are 5 people. So please note that relative clauses in English come after the noun which they describe and start with which, that, who, and where. For example, the cat which ate the mouse is John's. But in Japanese, the descriptive clause comes before the topic. So this sentence becomes ネズミを食べた猫はジョン君の猫です. So we can see here, ネズミを食べた猫 means the cat which ate the mouse. And then we finish with is John's. ジョン君の猫です. On our second slide, we're going to be looking at how to construct sentences with relative clauses. So here's a simple sentence. Marie bought a magazine in the shop. マリーさんは店で雑誌を買いました. Now you can add a description of Marie, the magazine, and the shop. For example, Marie, who can read Japanese, bought a magazine which is about Japan at the shop which is next to the station. 日本語ができるマリーさんは駅の隣にある店で日本について書いてある雑誌を買いました. So let's break this down. In our first sentence here, 日本語ができるマリーさんは, what we're saying is Marie, who can read Japanese. So in our first sentence here, we can see that we have our verb できます in its plain form, which is できる, and our person is Marie-san. And then in our second sentence, 駅の隣にある店で. So again, our descriptive sentence is 駅の隣に, beside the station or next to the station. And again, we've got the verb あります in its plain form ある. And then we have our thing, which is shop, 店. And then we have our final sentence. 日本について書いてある. So we have 日本について, about Japan. 書いてある, which is in its plain form. Our thing is 雑誌, which is magazine. And we finish with を買いました, which means she bought, which is the rest of our sentence. So it's quite simple to add in a description of a noun simply by putting it before the thing that you're describing and ensuring that your verb is in its plain form, and then finishing with the rest of your sentence. So that's about all for this topic, but if you have any questions or comments, please let me know.